Hello and welcome, as it is the 18th day of December, but pretty much the 19th, 2020. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel, all bets, trades, and of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. Okay, Bitcoin, Theta. I actually made a small Bitcoin purchase today. I'm going to talk about that as well. Price action in at $23,048. And within it, we can see we've broken all-time highs from many years ago. We did so on that of the 16th day, or Wednesday. And then Thursday, extension of the gains. Friday, holding in there within it. And now we're starting Saturday off. As price action had a nice little movement within the sideways, and then you see the strength of the 18 average of highs and leaving it. And that's just, you have the move. How do you hold within the move? So there's the move. There's the hold. Now we're starting a new move, or the continuation of this amazing move. And we'll say the same thing within the hourly, as far as there's the move. There's the consolidation. A lot of support has been established here on the hour at 22,400 low change. Resistance, the smaller area, has been established at about 23,400 or 240 rather, and almost there now as it stands, piercing below the highs of the 2100 hour December 17th, and then early morning 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning December 18th. But still in the sideways ridge. And then of course we got the twice hit area of around 23,600, which would be your next target area short term, breaking out above 23,200. And then, of course, getting out above this, I talked about 25,000, probably even 26, even if it were to make any type of break above this resistance level. And when you see us, if you see us within the 18 now, it's already had a chance to have a down move or have a I'm not going to say breakdown, but yeah, sure, breakdown. Or start retracement from which low you choose, whether it's this low or this low. Let's do some retracement from, not really doing that. But if had the opportunity, because I've talked about, and of course this happens all the time where markets go up, down, so as an opportunity to go down. And did it do so in here? Had the opportunity? No. So therefore, if I see with a chance for the move didn't happen, then I see the 18 as it is. Now I see strength at the 18. So that right now tells me that the likelihood of significant moves to the 25, 26,000 area versus that of retracement mode back down anywhere near 21 to 20, well, it's more likely it's going to be going up than it's going to go down, just because of that. But for me to say really confidently state, yeah, I think it's going to go up, and probably for even that much more, it's going to go up soon. I want to see it not only get up to about 23,460, but either do one of two things: either continue that move and break well north, like go 23, like closer to 24, or hold and stay within that area, not break down below, at least not for much time, below that, roughly, this level of resistance that it would break. And then you'd be saying high probability odds it's probably going to be doing that great move, and it's probably going to be fast. And as far as, I didn't make a very large purchase. It was actually for me it was minimal. And it used to be minimal with silver, gold, bull, when they used to have a $500 minimum order. I think it's lower, like $300 now, but they have flash deals now again. So today they're saying $3 off on half-ounce coins in the Canadian Grizzly, I think. So $6 off per ounce, which made it like 40 something, like $43 per ounce, or 42, 43 per ounce, which is like, not bad. So I made a very, very small purchase, 500 plus Canadian. So that's like 400, closer to 600 Canadian maybe, but 400 or so and change American, and then $5 fee on the Bitcoin. There's going to be, that's not much, but it is actually. And I looked at the rates. It's been about an average of 4 and change recently. I got hit with a higher number. Maybe if it was like a half hour earlier or 20 minutes later, it might have been $4 or $4.50. But it's been like $3, $4, $5, even up to $6 over the last little while. And of course, the higher the price is, now 50 Satoshi is worth more than $1. Like 40 something Satoshi is $1 now. So now there's Satoshis that you spend are worth more. And if you want to get 50,000 off the exchange, because it was something like, I don't know, like 20 something thousand Satoshi that I spent on my transaction fee. Well, it's 50,000 Satoshi on pretty much every exchange. And that's if you can get it off, because I'm having the Binance issues myself. And I've even heard at least one of my subscribers having issues. It's pretty much the same thing, where they can't withdraw. But if you can, 50,000 Bitcoin withdrawal. Okay, $11.50. How do you do? This is how much it costs. I mean, it was the same price as far as Satoshi as it was back in here, when it would have been $3 to take off or something, when it was $6,000. And even here it would have been even cheaper than that. Would have been like $1.50 or $2 down in here. But that's because the price of 50,000 Satoshi is worth a lot more. And of course, 18 average in here, monthly time frame. And I was saying in here how huge it was. I was showing strength at the 18 highs. Look back in my August, September videos, I'd be talking about that. And I was. So my surprise is doing what it's doing? No. And of course, I mentioned weak resistance here. Now, it's technically a pierce above. It can still be resistance. And what still has to be strong resistance. It pretty much has to like come back and test anywhere in these lower areas here. And I don't even think it's going to come back and test like 11, 20. This thing might not even see anything south of 18, 17,000 again ever, or for a damn well long time. Because if this thing just has that break at 24, 25, 26, well, then what's the next major price correction going to be, both intermediate and long term? And when I say both intermediate and long term, intermediate is when you have like over a short period of time it goes down a lot. Like in this case, this move here is when you're looking at monthly time frame, they're like, this move is a long term one. But on the day, let's just say this, you could say is like a little bit of intermediate term, stuff like that. So intermediate term, maybe it goes from like 26,000 down to 20 or 18 type thing. And then long term, maybe it goes from 85,000 down to 25,000. That's the type of example that I'm talking about. Okay, that is Bitcoin against the dollar. We'll look next at Theta against the Bitcoin, and then Theta against the dollar. And currently priced against BTC, 3,927 Satoshi, which a lot of coins right now are not doing as well against the BTC, because, well, BTC has done better than double in a relatively quick period of time. So anything that's bullish sideways consolidation is hanging in there or doing better with Bitcoin. That's just pretty cool. Here's a spot where Theta has been showing a lot of strength pre-hand on really December 14th to the 16th amongst 18 average of highs. And you can see that on this day that we can see it was breaking out, and it just didn't get it done. And I have said a lot of times on here, if you see this thing starting to break out, it should be doing so. And well, in here, it broke out on December the 8th, and either you could say one of two things, either the most minimal gains or a huge fail that didn't have a fast move. Most minimal gains because you say, oh, it breaks north of 4,000, it's going to have a gain. Well, yeah, it got to 4,300. There's like 9%. Yeah, best it got. Or it was looking to go and it had a failed move because it was unable to really sustain a move. But oftentimes when that's the case, you might get like, just take some time, and the corrections are just that, or the down moves fail. And what I have seen from the December 17th negative 11% day, again, a case of Bitcoin going up against the dollar, is how it instantly is showing signs. It might not, but that's why I'm saying just signs, and hasn't done it yet, but it's showing signs of rejecting the sell-off. And if any time this weekend, especially if this thing doesn't really fall or have much time below 37.5 area. But if I see this thing going up and staying north of 4,000 for a little bit, Satoshi, yeah, that's telling me that this thing is ready to break north of 4,600. And overall, these things I think are going to have fantastic moves going forward. Now, amongst the weekly chart, we can see here, it's like, okay, we have the bearish scenario. We've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 weeks in a row down. Okay. Not like I haven't seen it before. Boom. And now we've had 3 green candles up, but for the most part, 3 of the last 4 down moves were kind of meh, either being or weeks, being November 2nd, 16, and 23 stamp. Or meh, whatever, nothing big. 18 average, barely declining, sideways, if you want to look at it, from what's been an up move. It's already went through 1, 2, and it's down to the third fib point. This is a 38.2% move. This would be 61.8%. So it's either support. It's either supporting this level, and in time we can, if it's a bearish level. Yes, I'm doing first a bearish level. I was going into the bullish level. So in a bearish level, like 8 periods down a row, correctionary phase, you're gonna need to look at this on the shorter term and start to see when the retracement from the low set in at 3,097 Satoshi at the end of November, or the November 30 stamp anyway. And whatever the high happens to be, which is currently in that of 4,350, when you see weakness amongst that, which is the short-term time frame, then you can start to say, yeah, this thing is going to be breaking down below this 34.26, and we'd be most likely heading down to that next level. I mean, I can just see it in here, like the, let me just reshape it so we can see it a bit better. This is showing the possible signs at the start of the month of the failed breakdown. But if this is weak, I can see a lot of support here at 36.19 down to 35.34, which is still above this line. So if I'm seeing any type of weakness where in the future, where resistance was like in the high 36, you're seeing a lot of resistance, not showing any bullish momentum when prices up there, after what would be, of course, down moves coming before then. And then you see like the shorter terms, the 1 hour chart showing and all that, the 15-minute, where these levels have the 18 average, whatever form, but for me, the 18 average, but a lot of indicators are showing negativity. Then that's telling you indication that it's going to go down to probably 2150. And if that does happen, well, it's got a good chance, because who knows what Bitcoin could do. I mean, Bitcoin has the live opportunity to go to like 26, 28, 30,000, and these other altcoins can still go down. But I do believe that these, especially the really good ones, we're going to see a monstrous altcoin rally that's going to come on the completion to a degree of Bitcoin going up, meaning, well, Bitcoin can still go up afterwards, but like it did in 2017, that is. But I do think that we'll see some good moves. Monthly chart, I mean, the weekly chart, we could be showing retracement mode from, of course, we'll go back to it, but we're breaking down into here, which means retracement from this level to this level. And for this move to be a real move, it has to hold and stay above 2150. And so far it's done, so far it's doing that. But because the 18 average of highs here is at 5,000, and it's had a significant move like that, you really still need to see it get above this general area, even 5,500. And then you'd be to me, I'd be at the stage, yep, this sell-off was a fake for sure, confirmation, no doubt about it. And I know when you have point A way down low, key high, higher low, amazing correction within, another amazing move, which was barely a higher high, but still one. And then another amazing correction. And then you have a move like that. The probability has just become too strong. Okay, let's look at Theta against the buck. And on the monthly term time frame, it looks pretty damn good, actually, I think. And it's not too often where I would be saying, is it a good time to buy when the price is and has been well extended above the 18 average of highs for a long period of time? In this case, well over 4 periods, and is well above it. Normally, I'm all about the sell and not the buy, but not here. I'm about the buy. If I'm not buying it against the dollar. I've already got my Theta and everything, but sure as heck ain't selling too much though for that very purpose, because I have the opportunity to do that. So as far as the sell and hold, hardly selling basically, which basically means I don't like to sell. So we have this high come up in June, and then 2 periods of great consolidation at Monk's 18 average of highs. These 2 periods that followed there after that, nice little move, which then is followed by 2 more periods, aka like this. And it does so in an area where it came from. Oh, it did that too before as well, but whatever on that. And now I'm seeing it barely breaking, but noticeably above this line. One of the things I've said recently is I don't think $1 is going to be much resistance. Today's high, at least calculated by trading. I'm going to be moving this on to the actual against the tether soon. But for monthly chart, I want to use calculated by trading view. According to this, it says 90.8, which is, or no, high. 102. It says $1 on here, so it hit $1. Okay, we'll see short term how it's going. But before we do that, I want to take a look at on the weekly, then I'll change it to the tether. Strong setup here. 4. I mean, you come up to this on October 19th period. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or so. And the last one is just fantastic. Because what's different about starting here on October the 19th to the previous period at December 7th? That final period of December 7th. What's different about this one compared to all the 6 or 7 previous to it? And this support right here was around 64 cents, which most certainly noticeably higher than all of these, really. The resistance level, you can see, was just starting to rise higher like that. So am I surprised that this particular week is showing something like this after this? No. I mean, it could have just continued to do another period like that as well, too. Of course, it didn't. But most certainly showing the excitation signs that this thing is ready for a full-fledged, monstrously large move. Again, $1, I don't think the likelihood is that good to be resisted. I don't know if I've done any mathematical Fibonacci for Theta against the $1. I probably should. This was a key high back in the day. May of 2018. Or was it? Yeah, it was, because that's when Binance got. Yeah, that was the highest price. I'm thinking that to myself, because how do I calculate it kind of deal, and I know how I'm going to calculate it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do high divided by this. I'm going to find out the 61.8% from this level to this level. And then just give me a better idea that way. So this high was 30.95 cents. I can think of another way of doing Fibonacci as well. A couple different methods as I'm looking at this. Okay, anyway, yep. 30.6. So 30.6 cents divided by, actually, you know what? It's going to go, okay, because of the way I round it. Sorry for all the stalling time. I'm just trying to think in my head how I'm going to do things. So I have a low of 3.981, 3.9 is pretty much the low. So 3.91 cents. So high divided by low to the exponent of, I want the number 38382, and then multiply 391, which is 9. Okay, I do want it that way then. $8.6 cents. Okay. So I'm going to do 330.6 cents divided by 8.6 cents to the root of 1.618 multiply 8.6 cents. That's the math that I'm going to use. And I only get that. I mean, we've already surpassed that, so I'm gonna have to. I'm thinking it's not. This isn't gonna work. 67 cents, which is the level that it got to here. So yeah, that's why I have to do the next one. I suppose the one that I want to do, the one I'm thinking of next, was this low to this high. So therefore, I got a low of 3.5 cents there. And I got a high of 59.1 cent. So the 38.2 is 103. Up target of $1.74. Yeah, basically $2, I would think. So intermediate term target, $2. Might be where I'd be thinking this is going to be going towards. Let's take a look at this against the tether now and look at some more shorter term analysis. This is where I had Fibonacci lines in, and they're pretty much dead lines now. Interesting how, well, this number was support, whatever. I can't remember when I put this in. Probably not that long ago, obviously. This has been a long, long run at the Fibonacci. This is, wow, this is like a doubly true or doubly whatever fib line. Well, not quite. It would be just cool if a fib line would come in at 0.618. If it just happened to calculate that way. That's what I was thinking. If a 60, but anyway, 60.5 cents was supported over the last, over like 6,000 days in the last few weeks. No, of course not. But 16, 20 of them, realistically speaking, like a couple days here, even these couple days were close. And then through the entire time of October 29th through that of November the 5th, it was resisting. And then even here, like November 3rd, chance to break down, it never did so. So you can see it was just weakening within the 18 lows, then it was breaking down on the 2nd and the 3rd into the 4th, but it didn't break down. And then it supports it here from November 12th through the 16th. Lifting off. Didn't break out, but again, another successful correction. November 27th through that of like the December the 2nd. And we haven't seen it since. And it looked like it was trying to, on December the 11th, make a move there. I mean, it was 3 days down in a row. But when you look at the retracement, I'm not going to show up, but actually I probably will because I will be showing it later. From this high, which is a 79-cent high on December 9th and the low 2 days later, that the retracement that it had December 12th, 13th, 14th, and so on, that it obviously succeeded in breaking it. And the selling was a failed move. So in doing so, I mean, I don't want these, I can put new lines in. Let's just go like that and like that. Just so I can see it more clearly as I shorten the time frames up. But nice little break. Even the daily pattern, for what it's worth, I think I probably taught. This nice little pattern, how it's breaking out above this, because this nice little correction down on this day here, which is the 17th. And then how within today's session on the 18th, just a nice, beautiful, get it all back again kind of deal. So I'm going to be talking about how this correction, the selling here failed. Well, we're seeing here the selling on December 17th. It's failed as well too. But as it goes, this high to this low. So there's where our retracement. So right around here is that 38.2% test. Makes the higher low. Right off the bat. I mean, instantly. And then it comes up, this is your 61.8% retracement here with 1,500 hours. Then it supports the 61.8. I mean, I can tell just by looking at that that's the case. Don't need to calculate it. So in here, from December 14th, from 11 o'clock to December 15th at 23, this is telling you that, hey, yeah, this move from point A high to point B low is failed. The probability high on failure. So many times, if you see it hold and stay and do this, yada yada, then that's good. Well, that's where you see it right there. I'll calculate it. I'll just show you. So the high here is 79.7 cents. The low, we'll go 63.6. So the 61.8 number is 73.1 cents. So we can see here that, yeah, I mean, it was exactly at that level. So this resistance was 73.1 cents, 61.8%. You got up to that point in the morning of the 13th. You escaped it the next very morning, about 18 or so hours at that point. And then you supported it for a little over a day, a couple days, for it got above it on the morning of the 14th, and it never escaped it until the morning of the 16th. And then when it did escape it, it crushed past this resistance and had a huge move. And that's usually what happens, a concise move to next key level. Next key level in here at this point. So let's just put these lines in and just change this up a little bit more. Go right this. I mean, it's already shown that's broken it, but and go like that. You got this move to this high into the 18, 3, 4, 5 periods in here. Exitation attempt, December 18th, 11 o'clock stamp. Previous period, major continuation, breaking above the high, closing above the high, closing at the lows was the open was pretty much the low. 18 average, nicely extended price action above it. This thing, I mean, if it holds for a period, that's a strong signal. If it breaks it, and it's got a good chance of doing so, you got to take it serious. Single hour term time frame. This high in here is 91.3 cents. This low is about 79.6. So we have the key 866 is the one I'm just going to focus on. So 86.6 cents. It comes up to, let me just, and we'll go 50. But as it goes, you can just see the sideways movement here, a little bit of extension. And hey, there's 10 minutes left in the hour. And you can see that the previous hour, you're having a nice hold period. That's a very good productive situation. And yeah, so 15, we're looking at 88 and 2/3, or 86 and 2/3. It got up to it here at 12:30 p.m. New York time, lunchtime. And it stayed resisting it for several periods. We did it here like a lot. 3 periods at the 18 highs within that area, and then there we have it. 1800 hours, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 1 hour and 50 minutes ago as I'm doing this video. It broke above exitation. Now we're seeing it support this level. It could be a failed breakout, but if it's not, you'll probably see very shortly it's going to get above this, and we're going to see $1. And again, I'm thinking that $1 is only going to be that of, we haven't seen it. And then you can see on the calculated by trading view, it said the high was $1. Nowhere even close on this, 92.1 cents. So those calculated buys, you got to keep those numbers with a grain of salt for what those numbers actually are. But this is where people are actually trading Theta against a US dollar vehicle. For the Tether is a vehicle that pretends to be like, this is the way I look at it. It pretends to be that of a US dollar. And the US dollar is that of something that pretends to be that of, well, money. And I use that word pretending because it's really got no intrinsic value whatsoever, the fiat currencies. And so on and so forth, compared to things like gold and whatnot. But anyway, I see a lot of bullish signals in here. I'm very reluctant to sell much at all, just to fill a small amount of pair trades. Like, yeah, I'll buy a little bit of Bitcoin Cash here or Litecoin, what have you. But I think the phenomenal gains over the next few weeks are going to be coming in for that of Theta. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.